Okay, we are on time, so we can start. Just to introduce myself, my name is Łukasz Pęgiel. I'm working for a Hegel group, and I'm an ABAP developer, probably as you, because you are staying here to watch my presentation about the how to speed up the development in ABAP in Eclipse. Just a few words before we start. I will just launch the Eclipse in the meantime. Why I do this presentation? It's because a lot of developers still use the SAT as a standard tool to create the ABAP code. And as you can imagine, SAT is not developer friendly. It's not adjustable that much. You can change some backgrounds, some colors, but you cannot create that much extensions inside. You would need to do some enhancement, but not much is possible in SAP GUI, as you can imagine. And in my opinion, it's not at all user-friendly or developer-friendly. So there are lots of things which you can find in other IDEs in the world, which are used in other languages, that are not available in Eclipse. In SAT. That's why I'm really happy that SAP started to develop the ABAP development tools in Eclipse. So then we as developers can use it for our work. I'll make it brighter.
There is only one question.
Yeah.
Why Eclipse and not IntelliJ?
This is the question to the SAP people. But at least we have Eclipse.
Yeah, I know.
How do you do it?
I have an adapter from Philip.
It's magic.
It's magic.
Just
Yeah.
magic.
It's good to have so many magicians here.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Okay.
then I believe we can start.
Yeah, we already started.
Ah, sorry.
No worry. Okay, as you can see, this Eclipse has started. You already noticed that differently to SAT, we have lots of tabs here, which are reopened when we launch our Eclipse installation. So from now on, you can see directly that we can have more than one active code open, not like in SAT. Then you have to switch the GUI windows when you have to have two different, for example, classes open at the same time, so you can edit both at the same time. Or when you click on something in SAT, you have to save the code before you leave the current code. So just to open the function model instead, just to check the signature inside, which is done there. In Eclipse, it's a bit, much more better. So you can see that directly we have lots of tabs. This is reopen each time you log in. And the code is refreshed from the SAP system. I will just log in. It will refresh all the data. Okay, these are some old code. And what is really nice, you can have as many tabs as your memory will keep. So if you want to have it 100 open, you're free to do, but okay, your PC will go slow, probably. But it's definitely better than SAP when you have 5, maximum 6 GUI sessions. And when you start debugging, you still need one empty session to do so. So you're not limited at all. And if you are doing the complex developments, this is really helpful because normally you do not keep the whole code in in one class or in one program, but you split it to several classes so they can call each other. And with the SAT, it's not easy at all to navigate between these classes. And with the Eclipse, it's quite easy. What you see on the screen now, don't be scared. This is my perspective, which I use normally at my workstation at work. This is the perspective which I use on a 40 inches screen with a 4K resolution, so that I have space to show everything which is really needed during my work, daily work as a developer. But very nice feature, which is available in Eclipse is that you can have multiple perspectives. You can save them. So when I'm going home, when I do the developments at home, I don't know, I'm doing home office or I'm doing developments for my blog, then I can easily switch the perspective to the notebook one or to the 2 monitors which I have at home. So then I can really customize the views as I want. So the views are all these small elements which you have here all around, the outline, the project explorer, the editor. All of this is saved in the perspectives. You can have as much as you want, and you just can switch between them during your work. Normally when you work with the basic, when you install Eclipse, when you launch for the first time the debugger in Eclipse, it will ask you that there is a special perspective for the debugger. If you want to switch to this perspective while you are debugging, you can decide if you to go or not. Usually I work with the normal perspective to do the debugging, because with a 4K resolution I can have all these needed views on my screen, so I do not have to switch the perspective each time I debug. So if you have such possibilities like to use the 4K resolution, then don't go to change the perspective while debugging. You can have everything on your screen at once, and this is really helpful because, okay, normally you do not use the whole screen. We have 4K resolution, and it's so much space. It's like 4 monitors with the full HD. Then you cannot even use the whole at the same time because it's too big. But while debugging, I'm using 2 views or two more views which I'm not using during the development. So there are some parts which are stable, and while debugging I look on the right or the left part of the screen, and it's always there. It's not changing, so it's stable for myself. Okay. So each views you can really customize. You can move quite easily the views from one side to other. With the SE80, first of all, you don't have a views, so there are no views, and then you cannot customize anything at all. You can only move the left menu left or right, and that's all, to make it bigger or smaller. Okay. The most, I would say, important in the ABAP development tools is editor, because normally most of the work you do, it's inside the editor. That's why I want to show you a bit how does it work, what are the features of this editor which are not available in SE80, that are really speeding up the developments. So I will create quickly a simple class.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Is it possible to change this dark tone because it's not good on the screen? I know that during development it's very good, but at least for me.
Maybe we can change the.
Yeah, you have to switch off the normal Eclipse and then start it again.
No, if I will switch it, then I have colors for each keywords for everything, so it will not be that visible anymore. Also, so it would be wrong. But, I don't know. We don't have any person from who can check the settings of the dimmer. Maybe then we could make it a bit brighter, because okay, on the screen it looks really good. But okay.
But we should switch off the light.
Oh yeah. Where are the lights? Okay, thank you. Okay, I will create a new class. Okay, I will create new request.
Can you
background not. It's a bit limitation of Eclipse at the moment, but I guess sooner or later it will be available inside. Okay, this is the basic view which you use. So you do not use a form-based editor like in SE24 or SE80. You use source-based editor. So if you are not familiar with the source-based editor in SE80, then probably you will have this first problem for you would be to switch to the way you are developing, because in Eclipse you do most of the stuffs inside the code, not using the forms. So these pop-up screens, but you can in some places use them, but in most of cases you use the source code only. As you can see directly, differently to the SE80, not only the keywords are, I'll say the keywords are not displayed in one color only. You can customize each keyword, how it's displayed. So you can change the format of each keyword and make it, bold, italic. You can change the font, you can change the color. So it can be easier for you to catch really important keywords inside the code. Here I have this is the beginning of the class, so it's only the basic sections. The sections are differently formatted. But if I come back to the other class, you will see probably here I have some of the keywords I have specially formatted differently. Not all, because if you have all, then the code will look like a Christmas tree. So you have to choose these keywords which are really important for you, like check, like append, insert, some selects, which are really changing the behavior of the program, of the code, and try to make them a different color so they are visible for you while you are scrolling. So you don't have to go Control F and find everything, but you see in this method I have a check and an insert. So this is quite easy to catch directly these important places. So you don't have to. You can format differently. So I have arrays or message in a different color, commit. So it's really making your life easier, especially while you are debugging the code, or where you are searching for the place where data was inputted. And while in SE80 you can only see the differences between the variables and the keywords. That's all. And here you can distinguish some special keywords for you. So it's really really helpful. I'll just write a simple code for the beginning, so we can continue with some examples. Very easy ones. Okay, it's a bit stacking. Okay, I'll select something. Okay, as you could see directly while coding, there is a syntax checks done. So differently to SE80, when you have to each time run Control F2 or to check the syntax, or Control F3 to activate. In case of Eclipse, you have a direct syntax checks. Of course, you can switch it off, but this is really a brilliant feature of Eclipse. So while you have a spell error inside the variable while you are writing, or the column while writing the column name, directly Eclipse is checking the code and giving you the errors in the problems view. So each time you write a character, it sends information to the backend, and the source code is checked. So if you work on slow connections, probably you would like to switch it off because of the number of the calls to the backend system. But usually now even on slow connections, the Eclipse is working properly. In the old versions like Kepler or Uno of Eclipse, it was really bad. So it could not work on slower networks with the Eclipse tools. Yeah? It was only possible to work when you were close to your SAP server. Yeah? Okay, so you can see it's not internal table. I can correct directly, so you don't have to wait until syntax check done by Control F2. You can do it directly. Yeah? Quite easy, quite fun. As you can see now, like in SEAT, when you have an open loop, if statements it's highlighted. Of course, in Eclipse it's also highlighted, but there's really additional feature of Eclipse. If you have some statements that are really important that will make you go out from the loop or do statement, they are also highlighted by the so-called occurrence markers. So these brackets around, these are occurrence markers. And I will just write a simple if statement inside. Wait. Continue. When I click on the loop, also continue is highlighted. Or if I will have an exit inside. This is really helping to find out the way the code is working, even without debugging, because you can really see the places where it goes. Of course, these occurrence markers are really customized, so you can select if you want to have a brackets like me, or you want to have it changed to the different color, different font, or whatever you want. So it's free for you to choose how this is displayed. Okay, when we'll have a bit more code, I will also show you maybe. Occurrence markers works not only on the keywords like loop or do, they also works on the variables which you use, and they show the places where you declare them, when you change them, and when you use them. And beside the highlighting in a differently way than, for example, the loop statement, because you can highlight the variables, occurrence of variables differently. You can see on the right side the ruler, vertical ruler with the markers. When I click from one place to other, it will move me to definition or to the place where the variable is used. So you can directly see on your code inside the same program or class that where this variable is used, so you don't have to scroll down, do not have to do Control F anymore. You just see it looks like it's used 2 times, 4 times more. You just click on the markers here, and then the source code is displayed for you. So where it's where it is used, yeah. So the next ones. When I was writing now all these statements, maybe you already noticed one additional feature which is really nice and not available in SEAT. It's the cursor which will appear at the end of the line when you are opening the brackets. I will just quickly create a new method. You could notice this directly. It was here. I will show you in a second a better example of this one. Ah. Okay, we have a method. I will assign the field symbol of the table flights. So I open the bracket. You notice that directly here we have a cursor, which is display. So I know that if I will press now a tab, it will go there. It's a very nice feature because if you start code now, I will select the carried ID equal to Lufthansa. Now you see the cursor has moved here because I opened also the quotes. I will click once. I'm here. I can push space without using the right arrow, so it directly knows where to go. I can say, okay, now connection ID equal ID also, and now I can quickly go one tap, another one, and I'm outside. So I don't have to go with the arrow or control arrow to the end. Okay, so this happens also when you write the method call or the variable change inside already existing code. So this is really nice feature. Small one, but really helpful and which is speeding up your development. Huh? And you can see it's appearing every time. I open the bracket for the field symbol, whatever I will write here, go out, dot, and done. So it's if you learned how to use it, it's speeding up really much. The other feature of Eclipse, without which one I cannot live anymore, it's ABAP element info. You can have it open as a view, or you can press on the variable or on the method F2, and you will get the information about the object on which you are checking. The good stuff is that you can also navigate further. So we say a table. This is the type standard of the split table. You have information about each field and its type. We can go deeper. We also know directly the descriptions of the fields. We can copy paste them if we need to define some.
Is it standard, or you have to pre-configure it?
No, it's when you install ABAP development tools. It's already there. So it's nothing to configure. It's just install the plugin and it's there. You can search. So if you have a really long table with lots of fields, you can search by the component name or the on the text description. So it's really helpful.
And those have information dependent on the language?
Yes, always you are logged in one language only. When you set up the project, you have to set up the language, and then it's always available in this language.
Okay. So as in a standard.
Yes.
web.
Yes, exactly. And this also works on of course, on the methods. Then you have the type of the method, because the icons says if it's private, public, or protected, and then you have all informations about the parameters which are passed there. What you can do also, you can create so-called ABAP doc, so the comments, documentation about the method. It's written a bit differently, not only the quote but also the exclamation mark. Then you can write something. You can input here or missing parameters. Okay, the carrier, it's the name of the parameter says explains itself, but if you have some parameter, I don't know, the flag or the update flag or whatever, and you want to, for example, say that I have three possibilities to fill this parameter. So I for insert, U for update, for example, and then you can write this description in here. And when you use F2 on this, then you will directly also see this documentation in here.
Does it generate HTML documentation like in Javadoc, for example?
Yes, there is a functionality like that, so you can generate a document from this one as well. I never use it so far, but there is a possibility like that.
And is it
The question, in what the sometimes you have to be logged as user 1, A. But you are logged in the sublogon as user B. So we can set it the settings user ID, put the breakpoint, and so we can debug for the process started as user A in web development. Is it possible here or not?
The breakpoints works like in normal SEAT. So if you can set up the user for which you are debugging.
Okay.
You can set it up, yeah. But it doesn't work for update debugging, but the normal coding, yeah.
is it possible to jump between the interface definition of the methods and the implementations, like Control T in IntelliJ?
You can always use control and navigate to definition to the implementation. It's good. It's a bit different than SEAT. You don't double click, although you can use it as a hyperlink so differently. So you can also set it up that it works on one click, but I prefer to have it on the set it up as with the control, because one nice function is that you can double click on a variable and it's selected fully and then too easily to copy, so you don't have to choose it, select from the right to the other side. You just
What is the file format that locally stored in source code? And is it
it's text file.
Text file?
Yeah.
And is it real time synchronized with SAP server? Because Eclipse is known as a very error prone IDE, yeah. So I have experienced many times during my Java times when it broke up and broke up the whole project, yeah.
No, it's synchronized when you press save button.
Then
Then it's saved to the SAP. But each time you press a key on the keyboard, then it's sending the information to SAP to do the syntax check. But it's saved only on the save or activation. It's always when you go again to the same class, when you reopen Eclipse or when you close it, and when you open it, it's refetched from the server, from the backend, not from the local cache which is used.
Can you also use Eclipse to create enhancement implementation?
No, not yet. Enhancement implementation and the
That's the first question, but
yeah, it's not possible to do them.
and to develop your screens?
Screens you can call inside the GUI, because the screen editor is a GUI editor, so you can start the GUI inside, embedded one, and then you can run SE51 or SE48, 41 also, and then do what you want. Yeah. So you can also run SE80 inside if you really need. So it's possible. Yeah. You run the screen painter and then it works like normally in the GUI, but there is no painter for the screens inside the Eclipse.
And does this screen painter works at the Linux machine as well, or on Windows?
If it works normally in the GUI on Linux, then it works also like that. Yeah.
And do you have screen painter for web development or also not?
The screen painters are not, I would say, in ABAP Eclipse. They are the one.
Normal screen painter for web development.
I don't know if this is. I work only with the ERP system. I do not work with BWs and the all others. So I cannot tell how it looks like with the others. There are some plugins, some parts of the plugin of the ABAP development tools which I never seen so far. Probably somewhere in the future, but not now. So I cannot tell everything. Yeah.
can you? What happens if you if network stops?
Normally, you can continue to work. You will not have a syntax check because you don't have connection, but you can continue. In most of the cases, when the connection is established again, you can synchronize again the values. Sometimes it happens that you will get an information that the source code is different on your cache and in backend, and what to do if you want to somehow migrate it. Yeah, but you can.
Offline code on your PC.
Yeah, until it was broken, we have at the beginning the connection, and then when you started to code, it was broken. It's okay. You cannot run the Eclipse without SAP system connection. You cannot start to work. But if the connection is broken, then you can continue to work. And most of the cases, you definitely will not lose what you have already written, because you can always copy paste what you have on the screen to be sure that it will not disappear. But it's not like with the SE80 where the GUI crashes and you are losing every changes you made. So if you are safe, you are saving your work every few minutes just not to lose too much code. With Eclipse, it never happened to me because the connection is lost. It established in next 20 seconds, and you can continue to work. Yeah, can we just continue, and then I can ask the questions to you after, because I guess we are running a bit of time, and I did half, so probably I will not finish. But okay, let me a bit continue until Vitaly will kill me that we are extended the time too much, because the funniest and the best is still to come. Means there is a control one functionality which is a quick fix. If you use Eclipse for the other languages, you know it. It's a really great feature to do. You could saw it when I was defining the methods. I wrote the name of the method, but then I didn't create the implementation by myself. I just click the I had the error here that implementation is missing. Control 1, add the implementation for my method, and it's done. And this quick fix is working in many places of Eclipse. I can change the visibility of the attributes. I can change the visibility of the classes. I can refactor the names of the methods of the variables. And this is or I can extract a piece of code into the method directly. So there are plenty of places, or like I click on the literals, extract as a local constant, extract like a member constant, as a variable, as an attribute, as a exporting or importing parameter inside the method. So if you are, when I'm writing the code, when I need a variable, I firstly use it in the code while writing, and then I change the signature of the method or of the form. So this is really perfect. Then I can just Control 1, make it as an attribute. I can then change the type later if needed, if it was not recognized directly by the Eclipse. In many cases it is already, so I do not have to do anything more. Just click Control F1 and make the parameter for me instead. Yeah, but one of the biggest added value of this Control 1 is that if we will have two classes which are using itself, means we call one class one method from the other, and we have some variables or methods inside, and we would like to rename it for whatever reason. Like we said, we are splitting the method into two, then we are changing a bit the name, so it's in line with what it does at the moment. And in SE80, when you change the name of the variable, then you have to go and change all the places where it exists manually. In Eclipse, you can use Control 1 to do the renaming, and if it's used in several places, even if not opened in your editor, it will also change this name inside the other methods, not only methods but other classes, other programs. It's really powerful tool. I will just quickly create the next class.
So does ABAP work on truly doesn't have such refactoring possibility?
No,
No?
not at all.
And can you pull up the methods from the class to
Yeah.
the interface?
You can pull up if you inherit the classes between you can pull up the method to the bigger level. You can bring it lower. So it's with a quick fix. Again, with a quick fix, you can do it. Yeah. So it's a really perfect tool. Huh? So I will just. We have the method test. One additional feature before I do refactoring, if you have multiple tabs open, you are working on the same project, the class are connected. When you save the code, they have to be activated. When you save the code, all the changes from the one classes are available in the second, and it's appearing also as a prompt when you click Ctrl space. You see directly the new variables, new changes inside the code. I will activate this one, and then I will quickly rename the class. It will ask for the new name. Test renamed. I can click finish, and then we'll do it with the default settings. But I want to show you what's behind. You can select directly the transport order. You can ignore errors if they will appear. You can activate directly all the objects which will be changed during the refactoring. You see all the objects which will be changed. You can go further, and you will see directly the code which is changed in where places. You can then unmark them, and then it will not be changed. But now I will do the finish, and it should do all the work automatically. So I will go here, and then I have it renamed. So it's really brilliant while you're doing the complex programming. Suppose you're only doing the complex programming at your work with the ABAP. So it helps a lot. You never know, as in a period of time, after 1 year, you come back to the code and you have to rename something. Really brilliant, really brilliant. I don't know, I guess we are out of time now, already a bit more than we're supposed to be. If you have any questions, then you can come back to me during the break.
Could we run a short debug session?
Yeah, okay, we can do it. Let me just, here. I will run the. Okay, it's now here, it's stopped. And you can have the views variables tables inside, so you can see all the stuff in here.
Like in standard,
Yeah, exactly. Okay, one thing which I want to mention before we finish is that in October we are organizing a ABAP code retreat in Tychy. So you are more than welcome to join us. It's the ancient time. So it's the ancient time, so I finish and yeah. Okay.